What's up, everybody? This is Aiden at Father's Land Surveying, coming back at you guys with a video on how to do a corner record. A corner record. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so um, what a corner record is, briefly, I'll tell you guys. A corner record is when you have a record map. I'll navigate to one here. Let me see. What job is this? 26-145. So let's see here. We have a. Let's see here. This one. Yeah, here we go. You guys see that map there? Yep. So a corner record is when you have a map that's already recorded, such as this. So it could be record of survey, could be a subdivision map, could be a parcel map. Um, so you have this recorded map here, and you have you see there's no monuments on these corners here. So a corner record, what it is, it's basically you are locating the monuments on this map here. In this case, we found this guy. I think we found this guy and these two centerline monuments on the street here. So you retrace this map, and then all you do is you put corners. You put these corners here, and then you have to file a map showing basically what you found, and you don't need to put how you retraced it because you're just putting all the record measurements per this map here. So here's what it looks like. we we went ahead and we found these mons here, and I just picked one monument. I think I picked this monument here, right? 0. And then I think I rotated to, so my base of bearing will be, that one's a little off. I think I rotated, no, not that one. Which one was it? See, that one wasn't even on the, oh, there you go. This one was probably the best one here. So that's, 800's off. So I basically just gonna hold that as record. So that's probably use that as my base of bearing. This one probably got a little disturbed. That's 6400's off. I'm gonna call that probably disturbed. It's, I can just put disturbed because that's, I gotta ask the crew if it was really disturbed in the field, or maybe it just got set in the wrong place. But I'll show it as, I'll show it as off. Um, so then what we did here, I'll pull up, I'll make it bigger. So, we also got this monument here, and that fits really well. It's only 600's off. See, 1-inch tag and nail. This guy, uh, Doyle, he didn't even, so it's the same guy here. Doyle is 4694. He didn't even say he set that, but that's okay. We can show that. Uh, I can double check if there was a corner record where he maybe reset these ones. I'll double check that in a second. But see what we did is, we set new corners here. This should be set. This is not. Yeah, this should be set. Um, Set that one. So we set that one and we set this one, but yeah, for some reason they put found. It shouldn't be found. LS. Let me double check that. So the way you double check that is you go into, let's see, let's go into the original points here. Look for number 14. It doesn't say. So these are the kind of things you have to ask the crew, make sure they're labeling stuff properly. But I'm willing to bet they reset that one. And they call it found for some reason. So 1/2-inch rebar with yellow plastic cap. Because let's see. Yeah, I'll have to double check with the crew. So, because this is a 1/2 inch rebar too. Makes me believe that maybe actually this was a found, and they just didn't put the numbers on it. So we'll keep it found for now until we sort that out. But it hits good. That's the point. It hits really good. It's only a 1/10 off. You know, actually that one's only 600s off, 500s off. Then we reset this one at the bottom of the fence, and we set this corner here. So then what we do here is you go in here, and I've already set these on the right layers. We don't need to show these control layers. We freeze that. This could be our basis of bearings here. And then we start labeling. Go to annotate, line and curve. I like to use a lot of these crow's feet ones. Crow's feet all on top. WO. I don't know what even that means without, I think. This we can just show a bearing. Tell you what. Do crow's feet distance only. And then we can show a bearing only. That one. You can right click and you can flip it over like that. You gotta put that on the text layer. So then if you want to label the base of bearings, we have a base of bearings style to make it pop out a little bit. Save after every edit. Now let's just start labeling these again. This one I'll just put a bearing again too, because it's not, let's see here, bearing only. It's not very relevant to how we retraced it. We just holding that bearing here. And then what we can do is we can do bearing and distance. Tell you what, we can do a distance only. Yeah, because see, excuse me, we have the bearing shown there. So we'll actually we'll go on our text layer here. Click aligned, and then shift right click, nearest, and let's go click the nearest there and go perpendicular, 15 feet. Do it again, let's go nearest, click, shift right click, perpendicular, we'll show it to 30 foot wide. Might look better if we show it down here, something like that, 30 foot wide, now 15 feet. And then we can go distance only, crow's feet distance only, right there. Same thing there, and this one we'll need a bearing. So you see how I have a break in the line? That's because the record map had a break in the line here. And they're actually different bearings. So we need to note, we'll need to consult this record map, of course. And this is an old lot line. So let's go bearing over distance. Bearing over distance. And that makes it able to squeeze in there a little better. Put those on the text layer real quick. Bearing over distance. You can hit, I don't know if you can hit match properties on it. Yeah, you can. Match properties too. That's MA. Click the source and then paste it to the other one. I mean, and that's pretty much all we need here. We can actually go ahead and put this. We're gonna want to show we found that guy there, and then we might as well put this distance. So what I'll do here, since this is one line, I'm just gonna break it and then snap it to there, lengthen it to there, and then I'm gonna put distance only right there, and you can MA. Oh, oops, no, so you don't want to MA because it'll give it the properties, but just select all these. Select these ones that are white on 0 layer, text layer. And there's a reason why I put things on 0 layer and text layer. It's because when you're working with different viewports, sometimes you want to freeze things on different layers. And if you don't put them on different layers, then and if you put it like automatically on like a text layer, then you can't. When you try to freeze one of these, it won't freeze. So this 5280, this is exactly the same. It's fine like that. Let's go ahead and give a bearing over distance to that guy and that guy. Sure, we can give it to that one too. And you know what we can do as well if we wanted to. Well, yeah, we already have this 15-foot tie here, so it's kind of assumed. This should be a center line. Put this as center line here. Yeah. So now we've got to put our monuments on here. So let's go change the layer. How about to found boundary mons? Type insert. And it'll bring up your blocks thing. If you don't already have a block library, you would want to browse block library, and your block library will stay up here. And then you see that little star? That star lets you search for certain things without having to put the entire name. So I'm going to put FD, and it pulls up all my found stuff. So I right click here, insert, and then my scale is 1 to 50. So it gives me these three options. What do I want as a base point? What do I want as my scale? Where do I want to put it at? So default, it's already on me. It's like 0.1. It's really small, you can't see it. So hit S for scale, and then type 50. Boom, and snap it to there. Hit escape, and then I can just copy this CO. Click that endpoint. So I got 2 mons there I found. And let's see what else we found here. Let's make this one simple. So click this basic one, S50, scale that there. We'll give it, how about we give everything that's just the same? Let's make it easy. We found one there, we found one there. And we're going to show this one off, so I'll just put it like that. And we set, let's see, we set one. So now I go back to here, type set, and then we set a 1-inch IP, scale 50, and F3, and then we set a tag, so we can set nail and tag. I like this one better, set nail and tag, scale 50, set nail and tag there. That's like a universal symbol somewhat for a nail and tag. So you see how it's rotated wrong? So you can do that one of two ways. You need to know your D-view twist to rotate it, so it's unlock here. D-view, enter, twist, now it's 30. Hit escape, lock it again. I like to put it up here so I don't forget. I just put D-view 30, and then go, make it a 2 or something, put it up there. So now it can do it 2 ways. It can click this, and I can put -30, and it'll put it right up right. Or I can do it when I bring it in. So let me show you how to bring it in again. It's scale 50, because that's my scale down here, remember? My map scale. And I hit R, because it still gives me more options. R to rotate. And I'm going to put, what was it, -30? Boom, and it comes in all perfectly right there. So usually I like to just dump it in, and then I just click this and put -30, but however you're feeling. So then you don't want anything overlapping. There you go. So that's pretty much the corner record right there. And then you got to put your scale. I've shied away from this scale this way, showing it in words. They tend to like it. All the other agencies tend to like it with actual graphical scale. So in that case, I go to classic insert. Classic insert brings up this thing. I go to browse. I'm already in that scales one So that's really only reason why I use the scales a lot of the times, just so I can get right to it. I just like to see them like this better. So we have a 1" equals 30. These are all scales that we made. So scale 1" equals 30. They're just a basic scale, not fancy. It's easier. It's easy to read this if you have a scale. If you have a hand scale, architect scale, or engineer scale, you can put the lines, line them up, and check your scale like that. So let's select these similar. Make sure these are on the text layer, which they should be. And this one you can keep it on text layer too. It's still the reason why this still is the same color and the colors didn't shift. That's because this base is a bearing. If you edit this label style, these are label styles here. If you edit this label style, the layer that it's on by default and it kind of stays on is base of bearing layer. So that's the way I like to keep it, because I like to have that pop out a lot. So now we have to do, let's go back to our text layer. So just hit text. And I like to show these little M liters. Instead of showing a legend that shows all the different blocks for different pipes, we can just show one. And we can do a liter here. I'll just say vanilla tag for now. I'll edit the description in a second. And I just like to get that rotation going here. Get that parallel. Get it, excuse me. Get it running east and west. So let's see what the Ashbro description was. Oh, okay. So let's move that in the right spot. We found a 1" tag and nail, PLS 4649. So I'm just gonna move it. So let's move it to something like that. Let's go back to paper space. So he found a 1". Oops, what happened? REA. We generate that. Got some bugs in here again. Hit audit. Huh. Let's get out of paper space for a second. There you go. Then you double click it. It's a fast way to edit it. Found 1" nail and tag. And then we'll go PLS, and I got to put in the quotes what's on the tag. 464. Okay, so you can drag that and mess with that distance. So maybe I want it showing this way so it doesn't block all this stuff here. You can do that. You can drag that. And we're going to want to put a background mask on that. So that is right here. Background mask, yes. Just because they won't accept lines going over text. So that's done. And see, I got a lot of black area there. You don't want it's too much black area there. So let's bring that in. Control S. Let's copy that. Let's copy this one over here. And let's copy this one over here. Just move this leader and you can mess with it like that. We'll describe what we found there. We can even describe the same thing we found there. 1/2" rebar. Bring it in. And then excuse me. Move this up. So it's gonna be, oh, excuse me. Pause the video for a second. Okay. So we found, let's see here, we found street monument. Found street monument well. Let's see what the description is here. Nail and washer. Nail and washer, 1.5" washer. Yeah. So you got to be consistent there when you're in the field. So is it a brass tag, and is it a brass tag or is it a washer? It's probably a brass tag and a nail. So it's a brass tag. It's a 1 1/2" brass tag. tag illegible. So we'll call it that. So found, let's say found one half. Careful. Oh, nice. So sometimes be careful for this. If you go one slash, see how to automatically do it? Just hit backspace real quick and you'll get out of that. So try it again. I'll show you guys. One. If you hit the inch symbol, hit backspace real quick. Found 1-1/2 inch brass tag and nail tag illegible in monument well. Found 1-1/2 inch brass tag and nail. Put a comma there. Tag illegible in monument well. Okay, then we can do this. We can add a leader. And we can just do that. Let's make these arrows actually go where they're supposed to. Found 1.5 inch brass tag and nail tag illegible in monument well. So then this is, make sure we get these descriptions right. Found 1.5 inch rebar with yellow plastic cap. This is a bad point. It probably was a they retied it. So this is found 1/2 inch rebar, 1/2 inch rebar with is that YPC, yellow plastic cap, LS 94 tag partially destroyed. So you gotta just report what you find out there. It's probably 4694. If this is the same one, so that's probably all they can read was probably the same thing. So I'll just copy that. So I'm gonna say here, I'm gonna say found 1/2 inch yellow plastic cap. We're just gonna put tag. Now we're gonna put illegible. Let's tell them that it was an LS at least. Rest of tag illegible. Because maybe it's like, oh, you found a tag with yellow. Maybe it's a different engineer. Like, no, we found LS, so at least it's an LS. So they go, oh no, it's probably the same. It's probably the same guy then, which it was. All right, so what we got here? 4402. So that's probably 4402 because these guys work together. Angridge and Doyle. Angridge is 4402, while Larry is 4694. So he found 4402. Yeah, he found 4402. And then he said a 1/2 inch rebar. Yeah, so they found both those. So that's probably what that was. So we're gonna say we found that one. We're gonna do a little tie line here. So type tie line. L. Right. We're gonna tie it to there. We're gonna put bearing over distance. Okay, and then we can drag that out. And then we'll go out here so we can see it. And then we're gonna put, tell you what, we'll just explode this because we already know the distance now. Put that by block text by later. Okay. So the reason why this looks different is because this is a textile it's got an oblique. It's like slanted a little bit, and this one's straight up. So you see how that tie line shows there, but obviously this map scale shows it really small. So what you can do is you can just bring it out, make this dummy line here, bring it out like that, we'll show it like this, and then we'll say bring to front, and then we can go like this, reduce the line type scale to make it look like it's dashed, you know. So then we can say we found, what they find, half inch rebar, yellow plastic cap, LS4. So go 1/2 rebar with yellow plastic cap, LS. I'll fix this in a second. I think it was 402. I'm just gonna say it's 4402. I mean, because it's clearly, you can read the map, it's clearly 4402. You're just missing one number. You know, it's probably, you go out there and you could probably read it. Put some spit on it, you could probably read it. So I'm gonna say we found that guy. It's fine. 4402. And then I'm gonna say right here, south it from corner. I'm just gonna call it out. You know, and I'm gonna call it out. Tell you what, just so I match the way the text look. So you see this is L100 text style. You can go there and change it from standard. If you type L, that doesn't work. Type L or look for L. It's alphabetically ordered. Type L100. See how it has that little scale? Or this is that symbol is an architect scale. That means it's annotative. It means whatever your scale of your paper space is, it's going to be 0.1 times your model space scale, which is, you know, so we're running 1 to 50, so it automatically annotates it just right, makes your text look good. So we'll call that south from corner, because all these are good. So, you know, why would we trip off this one when all these are money? Found 1 inch, and then we're gonna say, I'll look up for the corner record. The way you look for a corner record, or for a file corner records, I'll show you guys too real quick. It's really easy. So let's make sure that's not another corner record we should know about. So I have a bookmark tab here, but if you go Marin County corner records, you find them right here. And all you need to know is what is the assessor parcel number, book and page. So we're gonna go to survey research, and you go to the map here. So we're 2808. That's all I need to know for right now. 2808, and we're block. So we're 081. This is block 081. This whole thing. So we're looking for any corner records 081, and this will be O. So this full APN will be, it's probably a 0 in front of it. 028081 for the block -07. This guy owns -02 -01. So that's how the assessor parcels are numbered. So we're looking for 28081. So you go to 28 and look for 08. So we got one here. So maybe there was the corner record that we didn't see. By Doyle. Hot dog. Let me see me flip this. Flip this over here. Laurel Street. Yeah, see, just what I thought. So apparently, so he set, there's probably a nail there and the crew probably missed it. So he set, so let's look at this real quick here. All right, so let's look at this here. Let's minimize this guy. Let's look at what we got here. So 4250, yeah. So what's weird is they're calling it 1 inch. So this guy either changed it after the fact. So he said he set a 3/4 inch iron pipe there. And um, but we found a 1 inch nail, and let's see. I think my guys set a at the bottom of the fence, and they probably didn't. I'm hoping that they looked at the top of the fence. Maybe it was a new fence, so we'll have to note that. Um, I'll have to check with those guys. Hopefully, there's not a tag at the bottom of the fence and another tag at the top of the fence. But that's the corner record we found. I should have known about that corner record, but um, sometimes you find it, you go so quick, and then you find it when you're out in the field. You find these points here. So, but that's where that came from. So let's close that there. So we can put a reference to that where that's from. I should have downloaded. Did I download it? Yeah. Control X. Put it in the research folder. Now I have a corner record that I could say per corner record 028. This is how you label them. This is how they name them in Green County. You just put the APN on it. So per corner record, something like that. There you go. That won't work. So you can still move it out here and see that. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Per corner record, and bring that up. That per corner record, yada yada. Okay, so then it looking good already. That's pretty much almost done. We can bring that up a little bit to give us some more space here. So notice how I don't draft anything on paper space except for my legend, because that way I can move it up and see everything moves with itself. I really recommend against drafting paper space, especially if you need to scale things up again. So then you just mess with your viewport here and save that. Put our job number here for our reference. 46-145. Our scale is 50, so that's wrong. Classic insert. 1 to 50. Put that back up. So if you want to edit that, just double click it. It'll tell you which one you want to edit. And just hit OK. I gotta edit this block, and you can just drag that thing over, close, and save it, just like that. Very easy. You can put this here for their reference as well, so it doesn't take up too much room. So now we got the legend here. So we gotta put the legend in here. So that's the hard part about these corner records, is where do you find space. So it might be that there's no room for this there. We're gonna have to put that in the legend, so that way we can pull this up quite a bit here and get some more room out of that. So now we have a lot more space out here. So you just adjust that like this. Okay. So now we can have some room for the legend down here. Now we can squeeze that in. We're also going to put maybe a block legend here, so we can squeeze that in somewhere. And we don't need to. So this is found boundary monument as noted. You can drag that like that, and tell you what, just a text. Okay, that's just a text. If it's just text, you can just hit the space button and do that. So let's put these in order here, and then you can have to lower that a little bit. Found boundary monument as noted. Found. What did we say it was? Found 1.5 inch grass tag and nail. Well, in monument well. Monument's good enough. They know what we're talking about. This is a document for surveyors. this gets filed with the county recorder, with the county surveyor's office, not the county recorder. So it's public can find it if they know how to find it. So sometimes we can get away with survey jargon on there. Okay. So that's, I mean, those are the only two symbols we have, except for this one. We can tell you what. Let's see here. Let's see. Maybe we can move this over here. Get some more room. This is there we go. So we can move it up here even. Let's make these even more skinnier. There you go. Double click that. Hit the right button. There you go. Now we can add that. So yeah, then we can add our set mons here. Hit the perpendicular one. Just copy this. I'll tell you what, actually, let's insert those. Let's insert our set nail there. Insert our set. See how cool that is? Make sure this is on set mon or something, so it'll look funny. Set boundary layer. Set. Really matter, but so these you can insert these right, and they come in already 0.1. That's why it's pretty cool. So we're gonna put set 13/16 inch. Brass tag again. Nail. LS 63. Bottom. That's runner. Because that's what they did there. And set 3/4 inch by 30. Alright. And we're just going to put sure yellow plastic plug. PLS 63. Hopefully they don't ask us to put abbreviations legend in there. I highlight all those if I want to bring it up a little bit, keep it perpendicular, and I can slide it up. Slide this up. So there we go. Now we got our, now we can move this stuff over here. Squeeze that in here, something like that. Put our scale bar right there. Boundary line, tie line, lot line. There you go. All right, so we're getting there. Now we got to put all our joiners on there. We've got to put our street names too. So everything's on the layer and on the style, has its own style. So hit ST. I want to put a street. Type street. Double click it. Yes. Oops. Whatever. Yes. Double click. Yes. Yes. Set current. Apply. And then hit MT for mtext. And this is, was it Throckmorton? Let's see. Let's just go to this map here. Throckmorton. Okay, and then we can rotate it, hit RO, click a base point, rotate it like that, put that up there, make it look a little nicer. You can make it look nice and parallel to it. You can even do a little cheat code if this was a little skewed. Let's say you didn't want to worry about twisting it and spending time. You can go hit this angle here, hit that, bring up this calculator, Control C, go back to the, oh, looks like I put this on paper space, so that's a no-no. Double click inside there. Now we're gonna do this here. Morton Ave. I said I didn't want to worry about it, just copy and paste that rotation in there. Sometimes it'll do that because of the way the line's running. So what you do, you can either switch these southeast, or you can just hit RO real quick, type 180, enter. Boom. So there's cool little tricks you can do there to keep it. So in this case, I'll do the same thing. So I'll just double click that. If it's running southwest, so it's gonna go down. So that's okay. I'm just gonna copy that. So I don't need to really want to think very much about it. Boom, it's already going the right way. So this is Laurel. Laurel Ave. Okay. And this is actually Cascade. So let's offset that. It looks like 50-foot right away, so we'll go 25, 25, and we'll put Cascade in there too for reference. So you just hit offset, put 25 feet, enter. Offset that, 20, this is just 25 feet. So then you can go fill it. All right, fill it those. Hit MA for match properties. That's just boundary line. Then MA for the center line. There you go. Now we got where that road was, Cascade. So let's come in here, let's copy this, and let's do the same thing real quick. Control C, and that one came in good. We can type Cascade Drive. Okay, that looks good, just like that. And then double check that all your you're gonna want to double check once you print it out that all your bearings and distance are the same. In this case, they look good. He's got a different style. He's distance over bearing. I tend to do well. You should keep it consistent. If these are all flipped, I can't remember what. Just keep them consistent. It doesn't really matter a whole lot. We can, if these are distance over bearing, then we can reverse these. It just looks better on. Oh, you go flipped. There you go. True. Reversed. Reverse just changes it from northeast to south, west. So we can do these here. We can do flipped, and we can do it like that. That way everything's nice and consistent. All we have distance over bearing, so on and so forth. Now we can move this stuff, make it look a little more pretty. So, okay, so now we got our street adjoiners here. Streets are adjoiners. Now we're gonna want to probably put our lots on here just for reference. So you have a lots layer, type MT, or go to SD, change your style to the lot style. Lots, hit enter. MT, oh, I guess that didn't work. So go to lots again. Lots, double click it. This one we want to match text orientation. We just want it to show east and west, to show up like really nice on paper. We don't want it rotated. Now you hit MT. This will be lot, all caps, 1, and we can copy that. So this was this he had on that map: lot 6, lot 3, lot 2. Okay, so you can put lot 2 there, lot 3. So you got this map right here, guys. Really looks like, oops, this wasn't really part of the thing there, but that's okay. We'll put lot 2, lot 3, 1, 6, just how it shows in the regular survey. It's fine. Okay, so now we have our lots on there. So let's put our record maps. Let's go to maps. There's a style in here too. Let's go to maps. Where's maps? Oh, there it is, maps. And I have this shadow text. You have to, I think I have a video on how to import this stuff, how to import shadow text in there. So I like the shadow text. So this looks a lot better. The new civils, there is a shadow text. I just can't figure out where the heck it is. I'll have to sort through every single one and find it. So then you put the maps here. So this is the way you put the maps on all these is you always look at the recorder statement. It's going to be book 27, or it's going to be 27 surveys 42. 27 because it's the book 27 and it's the of surveys at page 42. So 27 surveys 42. 27 surveys 42. Okay, and then it comes. I like to show my maps at a nice 45-degree angle. In this case, it's already coming in like that. So we can just keep that like that because that's 27 surveys 42. That's the only reference we have here. And we could put that corner record if we wanted to too, just to show them, just to help out the next guy. So this is corner record 028, 081, 02. And you kind of put these, the way you do this is you put these where the actual maps are located. So this is corner record is of this spot here. Surveys is actually in the center of it, so you just put, this survey is of this whole lot here, this whole block, this area here. Okay, so now we got our maps, we got our lots, we got our, what we set. Now let's go to lands of. So you have to put the adjoiners here. ST. Let's go to our lands of. Set current. Let's match that to. Okay. MT. Lands of. And then Control A and then Control U for underline. Okay. I like this how I like to show it. And then Control U to do that, to undo that. Okay, so we're gonna have a lands of this guy. Oops. We're gonna have a lands of this guy. And then we're gonna have to probably show this one with a leader. So you do like a leader. It'll be like this. You click there. So that, see how I do that? It's kind of second nature for me, but you do leader L, you put a start point, then you can put a bunch of different angle points. And then after you're done, you hit enter, and then it's gonna ask you enter the first line. And we don't have a first line, so we're just gonna hit enter. And then it's gonna ask you annotation option, none. So, but I hit S for spline. I like spline. So I can do it all in one. Oh, spline with arrow. Okay, so that'll be the lands of that guy, because we probably can't fit it there. And then this will be the lands of, maybe we'll copy this guy. This will be the lands of this guy, because we can't fit it there either. Something like that. So then, now we got to find the lands of. So what I do is I go to Property Shark. I have this cool thing on Property Shark. So this is, what is it, 8 Laurel in Green Bray, 8 Laurel Grove Avenue in Green Bray. Oh, is that it? I don't think so. I think we are 8 Laurel, oh, Laurel Ave. 8 Laurel Ave in Green Bray, not Laurel Grove. That's not even it either. Let's see, 8 Ave, San Anselmo. There, that's not it either. Wow, a lot of 8 Laurel Street. Goodness, 8 Laurel Street in Mill Valley. They love their laurels, a lot of laurels. So, all right, so we know this guy, our client. We should have the client. I know it's Ryan Payne. So forget about the deed of trusts. Deed of trusts are, it's a deed, it's basically a contract with the bank. The bank lends you money and the bank will record a deed, and they say it's a promissory note to say that, hey, you're gonna pay me, in this case, probably $3 million, 2 million. You're gonna pay me $2 million loan you're gonna pay this to me in whatever the loan terms are, and then once you're done, then you're gonna have a you'll reconvey it back to you. So that's what the reconveyance is. The affidavit of death. I'm just going through these real quick. That's when you have a trust. So you see that you had the Rosenberg Family Trust. So they finally got it paid off, and they reconveyed it into the family trust. And then one of the trustees died. So you have within a trust, you have trustees. Could be mom and dad. Could be somebody you trust. Um, you know you that you trust to be in your trust, and then once that trustee dies, you have to file an affidavit of death, and you say this guy's no longer this whatever deceased. So it looks like this is the decedent, right? It's called a decedent. Person that deceased that died was Jane. So Jane Lewis died, and now it's just it looks like they modified the trust. Now it's just Joel Rosenberg. Could be the son. We don't know. So that's kind of what you're seeing in this chain of title here. But all we care about is the grant deed. So then you go here. You can just go to. You might be able to go right here. Let's go to documents to pull up the full name. So here you go. So it says Joel. Yeah, so Joel Rosenberg was the trustee, and he sold it to Brian Payne, trustees of the PF Trust. So the PF Trust is the legal name. So it's PF Trust, and there's a document number. So we're gonna go lands of. It's actually PF Trust deed and number 2026009. So maybe you can copy and paste this. Yeah. Sometimes you just copy and paste that. I don't have to think about it. And then in Marin County, they want a dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So then justify center. So it looks good. There you go. So you do the same thing with these guys. In this case, we're lucky Property Shark has all these. And you don't need to actually see the deed. So it looks like this is another trust here too. Let's see if we can get the name. It's the Carson. So this is the last name. Janice. So we're going to call it the Carson Trust. We'll just say it's the Carson Trust. And that's the deed document number. So lands of the Carson Trust. That's this one. Yep. Lands of Carson Trust. N. Control V. Put a dash on there. It should all be. I like justify center. Make it look pretty. Move the stuff over. Okay, say that's where that's going. Move this over, and you can put a background mask on it. If you move it over text, you gotta put a background mask on it. Click this button here. Hit use background mask. Fill color. Use drawing background. 25. That's how thick you want that box around it. Okay, let's go back here. And let's see what this one is. They're all trusts around here. So it's the Bay Laurel Trust. That's cool. Bay Laurel Trust, and there's the document. Control C that. Lands a Bay Laurel Trust. I really like their laurels around here. So 2026. And you can go justification, top center, and do it there too. Okay. Squeeze that in somehow here. And then I guess we can rotate this guy a little bit. Doesn't have to be exactly 45. It's just got to be on there somewhere. Okay. Let's just keep going, chugging through here. Get this adjoiner. Recon Trust Company. Steel. Okay, so what's going on here? Substitution of trustee. So that's when somebody dies, or if you kick somebody out of the trust, you gotta substitute somebody. or you can choose to do it. Substitution of trustee and full reconveyance. P.S. Steele as trustee of the Athena Revocable Trust. So that is the trust. It's Athena. You can abbreviate it REV Trust. Okay. So Susan Steele. So they replaced somebody on here. So it's going to be Athena Revocable Trust, and looks like they're missing for the property sharks. Probably missing a certain one over here. But that's okay. We'll just put this document number. And you can always let the the county surveyor, if they have the deeds, they can find them easier than we can. We don't need to do a full chain of title, to do this stuff. So Athena, you can even abbreviate trust that way. Dash. So it looks like this one's gonna need to be, maybe we can rotate this one here. Careful to rotate. See, I wouldn't let me rotate. Then turn this off. Match orientation of your viewport. So you don't want to rotate past 90. That's a really bad drafting convention. If you go past this way, you might as well put it down that way. So we'll just take it up so they can see that there. And then we'll make sure this leader goes where it's got to go. I think you can add a vertex if you. Okay, so then we can do another leader. How about that? Do a leader from here. Click, 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 and click. So now, actually, I hit format. I hit F because I want a spline leader. I hit S for spline. So it makes it a nice spline. Annotation, nothing. Hit enter. First line, nothing. Hit enter, and then none. That puts a nice little leader just like that. Okay. So that's pretty much all you need on the corner record. And then you do this here, which is the same as this. The lands of PF Trust, and the document is, let's just copy this. Oops. Control C. Paper space out. Control V. Oh, you don't want to do Control V. Control Z. Go paste special without any character formatting. Okay. Now put your APN in there. And this will be, we can just delete all that, really. City of Mill Valley. Mill Valley. California. We can delete that. We can center that, make it look a little better. And we can drag this over a little bit. City of Mill Valley, Marin County, California, lands of PF Trust. I think that's all you need there. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much how you do it. That's a corner record ready to, and then Marin County, they want the APN of your parcel is actually the document number. So it's, what is this APN? Go back to property chart, you can find it real quick. That's our thing there. Double click, Control C that. Careful with your Control V's. Go without any character formatting. And then you can do the same thing here. If I Control V it, this one, that won't work. If you do it from online, I guess it won't mess you up. So that's pretty much all you need there. You got what you found, what we set, you got your dimensions, you got your lands of, You got you and your maps on here. You got your legend there, found bound. Oh, see that? You gotta check this stuff. Print it out and we'll check it out. That's always what you want to do. Print it out, check it out, make sure it looks pretty. And you right click plot. All this should be set. Let's preview it. Look at that. It's like a nice document there. Everything looks good. That's a little tag symbol there. Set 1316 tag, brass tag, nail. Bottom fence runner. There you go. Alright guys, that'll conclude the video here on how to do corner record. Thank you very much.